news. If you are over 65 years old, please stop paying property taxes if you live in Virginia. And here's what I mean. After being a real estate agent for over a decade, I see very few homeowners actually taking advantage of the tax benefits you have available to you in Virginia. Seriously, tax benefits that could potentially even save you over $178,000 over the next 20 years. Guys, that's a lot of money. So they don't save that much because they're rich. They don't save that much because they're a veteran, because Virginia has actual awesome property tax benefits at the age of 65. That is so good that some are literally saving $179,000 over 20 years. And almost nobody knows about this. So in the next 7 minutes, I'm going to show you the exact numbers, compare it to Florida, because a lot of people like to move there, and tell you exactly what you need to know to actually go claim the tax benefits, right? For you literally today. Now, go, start moving. But I want to start with the myth real fast. And here's a question that often people will ask, especially if they're in the senior age, is do they get tax breaks when they sell the home as a senior? And the answer is no, they don't. They don't. When you sell your primary home, you pay zero taxes anyways on, here's the key, on the first $250,000 profit if you file as a single individual, or if you're married and actually filed as a married couple, you are not taxed on your single family home up to $5,000 profit at any age. That's the case. You can be 19, you can be 35, you can be 95. Now, here's why some people do ask this question, is because back in 1997, that actually was a relief opportunity where if you were over the age 55, you had all of these exemptions. It did not matter what the minimum profit was. That stopped in 1997. But here's the good news. Literally today in 2026, at the age of 65, it changes everything for you, particularly with property taxes while you own the house. And that's what we're talking about today, right? So let's just quickly talk about how property taxes work as maybe a reminder or refresher. Property taxes, they're pretty simple. Every single county has a different formula. The formula is a home value times the tax rate equals what you pay every year in taxes. That's it. All right. So let's take an example in Spotsylvania County. If you own a house that is worth currently $500,000, there's a tax rate of 73%. So your annual tax is $3,650. So that's $304 every single month forever. Now let's move up to Fairfax County. Most houses up there are around $800,000, and the tax rate is 1.12%. So that means the annual tax on $800,000 home is $8,960 every single year, $747 every month, right? Forever. Now watch what happens when you turn 65, y'all. In Spotsylvania, at 65, you can qualify for relief if you're the age 65 or older, okay, by January 1st. And if your household income is under $68,000 a year. And if your net worth is under $250,000, not including your primary residence. That's awesome, okay? So if you're sitting on a gold mine in your primary residence with equity, it doesn't count towards your net worth. Now, that is primary residence up to 10 acres. So if you have a lot more than 10 acres, then up to 10 acres does not qualify, but the other they will take into account. Now, here's the benefit, y'all. It literally knocks out $1,900 off your tax bill every single year. Yes, your $500,000 home, right? That one, the normal bill, what did I say? $3,650 a year. Well, when you turn age 65, at $3,650, subtract $1,900, and now you're at $1,750 a year. So you literally save $1,900 every year. And last year, y'all, 2025, it was at $1,500. So this is getting better for homeowners at the age of 65. That means over 20 years, you save $38,000 minimum, which is awesome, right? There is a catch, and this is why I want to make this very clear to serve you. You have to apply for it. So they don't just give it to you automatically. So in Spotsylvania, you actually have to apply for this by March 1st every year. Just rinse and repeat, okay? Every single year you do it. Now let me show you Fairfax, okay? Fairfax savings are insane, y'all. So if you live in Fairfax and have for a long time, at the age of 65 years old in Fairfax, where one of my main offices are as well, they do it completely different. So yes, you still have to be at the age of 65, okay? But your household income can actually be up to $90,000 a year. And your net worth has to be under $400,000 a year. Again, not counting your home, and they only allow 1 acre max. All right, so every county is a little different, but that's some big numbers there. I mean, the benefit for someone living at that 65 or older in Fairfax is, well, that's a huge difference. And they also have an advantage, what I think is helpful, is they have an income bracket. So let me explain this. If you make $60,000 or less in Fairfax County, if you're 65, if you're a senior living there, then you get 100% off of property taxes. You literally pay 0 property taxes. Now, if your income is 60 to 70,000, you pay 75%. If it's 70 to 80,000, you pay 50%. 80 to 90,000, you pay 25%. Okay, and so $80,000 home, you have a $55,000 income. Your normal bill is $8,900. At the age of 65, you get 100% relief. That's how it works. So you literally save $8,900 every single year. Over 20 years, that's $179,000, y'all. Now, even with the $75,000 income, you still get 50% off. So that's saving what? $90,000 over 20 years. Now, there's a catch as well. Remember, everybody has a catch. You have to apply. And in Fairfax, you have to apply by May 1st every single year. So do you see the difference? Spotsylvania has a flat $1,900 off. Fairfax has a percentage off, which is huge to expensive homes, okay? Particularly. So every county is different, and almost every county in Virginia has these benefits for homeowners that are over 65 years old. Now, let's quickly talk about Virginia versus Florida, because I hear it all the time. People want to retire to move to Florida. Why? Because of no income tax, right? That's what you hear. And that is true. But let me show you the property tax reality, because Florida, at the age of 65, to get senior property tax relief, a household income must be under $37,694 to be exact, okay? That's it. So if you make $40,000, you get no relief on property taxes. Plus, it only applies to some taxing districts. So you got to be really specific with asking if that even applies in Florida. So let's take a retired couple real fast, $50,000 a year income coming in. They want to move to Florida. Well, their income is too high, so they do not get any senior relief, right, for property taxes. So they pay full property tax, roughly $4,000 to $5,000 a year, depending upon location, of course. Pennsylvania, well, it qualifies you for $1,900 relief. And that's what saves you $38,000 over 20 years. Fairfax, well, guys, you qualify for 100% relief in that. You pay 0 property taxes, saves you $179,000 over 20 years. So here's the bottom line. If you're making under $37,694 a year, Virginia's property tax benefits, well, are better than Florida. All right. So that's just the reality. Now, yes, if you do save money on state income tax in Florida. Okay. About $2,500 a year if, on a $50,000 income, but you lose $38,000 to $179,000 in property relief over 20 years. So do the math, right? It's a big deal. So here are your action steps and your kind of an action plan for you. If you're between the ages of 55 to 64, you have time to plan, right? I think decide where you're going to move. Decide, are you going to stay in Virginia? Are you going to move out of state? If you want to downsize, well, do it before you're 65, right? Use that $500,000 capital gains exclusion. If you are married, then get that relief on property taxes when you turn 65. So run your numbers for your county specific. So if you are 65 and older and you have not applied for this, here's what you do, okay? You got to go to Google or ask your friends or family to go Google for you, and you just Google your county and you put Commissioner of Revenue Tax Relief. Google your county, Commissioner of Revenue Tax Relief. You're going to download the application. You're going to gather last year's income documents, and then you're going to submit it before the deadline that they give you. And all you have to do is literally repeat and do that every single year. And you get this benefit. Remember, the deadline in Spotsylvania was March 1st. Fairfax was May 1st. You just got to look up your county to find out where that actual deadline is. So if you're thinking about Florida, look up property tax rates for your target county, right? Check if you qualify for senior relief, if you have an income under that $37,000, and compare your actual numbers. I think that's what's huge. All right. Now, if you want to move to Florida because you want the warm weather, cool. But if you're doing it just for financials, make sure you check the financials. Okay. Because honestly, I experienced most people making $40,000 to $90,000 a year. Well, Virginia wins massively financially. So tell me what I just told you. Virginia wins massively. So let me just give you a quick summary of what I just explained. Age 65 in Virginia unlocks incredible property tax relief. Spotsylvania, you get $1,900 a year off right now if you qualify, right? That's $38,000 over 20 years savings. If you're in Fairfax, well, you get up to 100% off depending upon your income, and they have a nice bracket for you. That could literally save you $79,000 over 20 years. If you're in Florida, it really only helps if your income is under $37,694 on property taxes. So, and then the last thing, remember, you got to apply. You got to apply county deadline every single year. Guys, this is real money. This is retirement money. This is your money. So here's what I want to do for you. Hey, share this video with someone you think that may be served by this. Know that I'm not a tax professional. Okay. I'm not a CPA. I am a professional real estate agent. So I'm not telling you what to do exactly. You may want to check with your CPA. All right. But reality is yeah, check with your CPA, but go Google your county and actually start the application as well. And of course, if you ever want to run specific numbers, okay, that's what I do. So we own lots of real estate, rental properties. Like, we run numbers all the time. We can help you make wise decisions, particularly in this situation or even for the next venture in life. So subscribe. And if you comment on this with the county in Virginia that you're at, we will go ahead and reply with what that specific deadline is for you. All right. God bless. Over and out. This is Shawn, Derrick with the 1245 team, Keller Williams Realty.